Hello everyone, this is Scarzig, and welcome back to another Legends of Runeterra ranked gameplay video. This time I'm going to be playing a discard list. Now, I'm very hesitant to say that it's a discard aggro list. The amount of value and staying power that's packed into it, thanks to Augmented Experimenter and Chief Machinist Zevi, is, I think, kind of takes it away from the aggro list to be maybe more of a mid-rangey variant, or more perhaps of a tempo variant. So I love this version, right? Because you are exchanging a lot of the hard face damage in quick games of the champion list, burn list that's very popular right now, in exchange for having, again, that staying power, that value, and just better units overall. So you can fight those other aggressive lists for the board, and then potentially have that value to close out games that go a little bit longer, where Champless Burn is going to run out of gas and then just concede around round 5 or 6. So if you've been looking for something perhaps with a bit more aggression to it, but you don't want to play Champless Burn, then I hope that this list will satisfy you as much as it has me. Now, the deck list, of course, will be in the description as always, so let's jump right in. All right, so we've got a match against the Champless Burn version. Now, I actually do really like this matchup because our list has better, units on average with Draven and Jinx, etc. We can actually contest them for the board, and that usually ends up paying dividends over the course of the game. Just as long as they don't draw like the perfect sequence of cards to burn you out, it's pretty easy to just get board dominance and then start beating them up. The Rummage is an interesting question to keep here. If I had like maybe Flame Chompers and stuff in hand, it's a really good way to push through damage with Draven. And also a way to peel stuff like Crimson Disciple if your stat lines aren't lining up. But I think that we're just going to rock this. Try to get a 2-drop, just curve out. Unfortunately, they are going first. We have Legion Rearguard, which can't block. The only other 1-drop in this deck is, of course, Astute Academic, which you try to set up. It's not a very good turn 1 play into the opponent's Legion Rearguard because it's just a 1-2 when you first play it, and so it'll just eat through it. But preventing that 3 damage turn 1 is usually very good. But they have Precious Pet, which Astute Academic wouldn't be able to block anyway. So all in all, I think that's probably the best outcome for us. I don't know if they block Rearguard here or not. If I really wanted to, I could go Flame Chompers, but here's the thing. If I attack, they block, they play a 2-drop, I don't really have anything to do, then they open attack me next turn. This can't block, so I might as well attack now. If they're greedy, maybe they don't block and I still get some damage in. Yeah, so they're going to let that through. I guess my opponent's confident that they'll be able to race me. Yeah, and they've got Grenadier. That's a little bit too much damage to take. Again, since Legion Rearguard can't block, they'll just open attack. If I Mystic Shot, I'm taking 1 less damage overall. I guess we just do it now. I guess cashing in the Mystic Shot here is also very good, because you want to try to get those out of the way when your opponent doesn't have mana up for a potential transfusion. The current versions of this deck that you might have seen me making appearance in tournaments don't run as many copies of transfusion, but on the latter, it's definitely way more common. So we get Draven here, which can block. This is still really spooky because of, again, of transfusion. So I think what I'm going to do is just Spinning Axe right now in order to get a Flame Chompers in play. That way we chump block here. We get a Spinning Axe strike with Draven onto one of the Precious Pets. And so we get to prevent this damage, but we also get to delay this this trigger. So in a few more turns, we'll have Augmented Experimenter, and the 6-mana turn is pretty much the turning point, right? Where this deck starts to run out of steam, and then we pull ahead. So we'll Spinning Axe again to get our second Flame Chomper. So we can once again pull this, delay the trigger. Or actually, is it better to do this? Because we kind of want this to die, right?
What are you waiting for?
Yeah, I think it's fine. Like, the longer you leave this up, the higher the chance they'll have Noxian Fervor, Imperial Demolitionist and stuff, so I think we just want to cash this in now. Very unfortunate here. They had the Mystic Shot. But I suppose it's good that they're sending it, you know, onto Draven and not face. And if we delay the Spinning Axe, we maybe get to choose the target to sneak one more damage through. But of course, we were trying to set up the preemptive Flame Chomper to just peel a little bit. So I'm going to end the round. Man. Surrender. Wow. Okay, well there you go. Again, a lot of these burn decks are used to having pretty quick games, right? Where they want to kill you around turn 4 or 5. And I've been noticing that a lot lately, where they'll start to concede if they don't have you down to, like, you know, under 10 HP around round 4 or 5. Ooh, Karma Ezreal. This is a deck that you really actually don't see too often anymore, despite how strong it is. But again, this deck has a lot more fuel and staying power than your average aggro deck. So I'm confident that we can fight them. We can keep the Jinx. It just eats removal, though, which is like the really bad part. There's always the chance that this list will play a Karma or Ezreal early because they think you can't kill it. So maybe keeping the Get Excited is correct in that instance. This is a very heavy keep for what this deck normally wants to do, so I'm wondering if I could keep both Get Excited and Jinx. You know, I'm going to go for it, because I figure if this deck is playing slow, I could maybe flip Jinx and then start getting some value that way. I was thinking for a split second about rummaging one Get Excited and Zevi away, but I think we're just going to relax. That's a pretty good Get Excited target, I think. Into retreat. Okie doke. So we get 1 damage here. I guess we will have to rummage. We are pretty far behind. We do have 2 copies of Zevi in the deck, so I'm not too worried. Ooh, nice Boom Crew draw. Should have rummaged first. A bit of a punish there. So I kind of want to just play Jinx and then Augmented Experimenter to empty my hand the next round. So I think I might actually take this time to just set up Patrol Wardens rather than playing Jinx and getting it answered. And save Jinx as my follow-up play for next round. Because this is, again, it's the same stat line. So maybe they feel threatened enough to kill this Patrol Warden thinking I don't have the Jinx. You know what I mean? Like, I'm on 4 mana, why not play Jinx? So if my opponent's thinking along that line. Alright, cool, just Static Shock. Fighting through Double Eye of the Dragon is weird. That's definitely weird. A Healing Potion for 1. Because they want to proc this super bad, I guess. I feel like we're just relaxing, though. Probably, if we attack with Boom Crew, it gets blocked and the damage is just nullified. So we'll play Jinx here. I could also try to get excited one Eye of the Dragon. I can actually attack with Jinx, too. because of quick attack, it would kill one of the dragonlings before it actually connects. But there's really no reason to do that. Yeah, we'll just chill. So this round I can get excited the Draven away, play Augmented Experimenter because we have the 6 mana plus the 3 spell mana. We do have to worry about deny, so being able to set up the get excited first is really, really good for us. I'm like super planning on Augmented Experimenter. So discarding the Flame Chomper now or before doesn't really matter. Keeping the Draven obviously is just in case they just kill Jinx here or something, right? Thinking that I'm getting really close to emptying my hand. So I can just play a 3 mana threat rather than going for the hand emptying strategy. That's what they got. So they spent their mana. That means that I can Augmented Experimenter here without it getting denied. That's 2 retreats down. So that's really good for us, right? The retreats are gone, so now this finally connects. Retreat is basically a mini deny in a lot of situations where you're just protecting these. But now we've got Jinx flipped, and we're going to try to make a really heavy push here this round to get some damage through. Emptying our hand doesn't look like it's going to be a very strong possibility, but and so we're just setting this up because we kind of want them to force the trade with the Eye of the Dragon. Will of Ionia. Okay. I feel like we actually do have a pretty good chance against this list if they don't pull off the double Eye of the Dragon. They also had double retreat to protect the Eye of the Dragon, which felt really bad. But they are running very low on cards, so I don't think I'm supposed to play Jinx first. I probably play Patrol Warden's Rearguard first to let them spend a little bit more mana before I drop the Jinx. They gotcha'd the Experimenter and then Will of Ioniad, but now that Jinx is flipped, has 4 HP, the typical answers aren't really going to be coming through. We haven't seen Thermogenic Beam yet either.
Where's my axe?
And Eye of the Dragon will proc again.
The world's a big place.
Ezreal. We kind of expected that, to be honest. The early play on Ezreal to generate a Mystic Shot, and then in combination with other cards to maybe clear Jinx before we can clear our hand. I mean, they heal for 2 regardless. It's just a matter of, do we want to take the extra 2 damage? Nah, because it's like if I block with the Boom Crew here, then it dies to Mystic Shot. This way, our board is still pretty resilient against that. If I play Zevi, I'm like never going to be able to activate Jinx. Unless I top deck like Augmented Experimenter, right?
Just keeping the peace.
We'll just get another sizable threat in play. It's Eye of the Dragon number 3? It's kind of hard to keep track because they've been protecting and replaying the same ones, but I'm pretty sure that's the 3rd Eye of the Dragon. If I played Sump Dredger to discard Rearguard, then I can Mystic Shot this 2/2 and have a higher chance of clearing my board. Clearing my hand, I mean, to get the Mega Death Rocket. Clear this or weaken Ezreal. How close are you leveling up? 6 out of 8. 2 more left. Yeah, I'll Mystic Shot Ezreal. My opponent's so low on cards that if I can actually clear this Ezreal off of the board, they might just be out of juice. They rummage a deny away. Wow. Okay. That's very, very desperate of them, not keeping the deny against potential Mega Death Rocket. But if that last card is like Static Shock, then it levels up Ezreal, and then we're kind of in trouble. Because all they would need to swing the game is to top deck Progress Day or something to reload. Interesting that they're Mystic Shotting here. Not trying to kill Boom Crew, not trying to weaken the Jinx.
Breathe in, breathe out.
So we want to actually clear our hand.
Finest gear for Piltover's finest.
So that we can use the Mega Death Rocket to clear these Dragonlings and potentially Ezreal. And we'll just use the Sump Dredger to overwrite this 4-1. Discard the Academic. Now, Chief Mechanist Zevi only duplicates the cards that you draw. So, not the cards that are generated like this. But that would be a really sick combo if it worked that way. I went down. They rummaged a deny away, which we saw. If you ever are curious as to what your opponent's discarded, you can actually see that in the match history over here. So what's this card? So if they top decked one more deny for this, it would feel really bad. Well, it's not deny because they just put it on the stack. So could be Will of Ionia? No. They would have done that preemptively. Probably when I played Zevi. Just to disrupt my mana, maybe? I don't know. I wonder what this card is that they just put on the stack. It's some sort of removal. Maybe Static Shock. If it's a targeting spell, they have to cast it to level up Ezreal. So they're probably just going to do it in response to Death Rocket. But I'm definitely going for this line to clear out these Lifesteal Dragonlings. I honestly, for the life of me, can't figure out what that card is that they just did. Like, if it was Mystic Shot, then you just do it, right? It's Will of Ionia. So, what's interesting here is if I replay Jinx, well, I can't replay Jinx, but if I were to, her being the final card in my hand, it wouldn't give me another Death Rocket. You can only generate one per round.
I don't just make them.
But I think we're in a really good spot here because we're threatening 20 damage, so they have to do a lot of blocking here and have no cards. I mean, if they block here, 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 they might leave one Eye of the Dragon alive just to have a little bit of hope. And if they get Progress Day off the top, then their Ezreal's back in action. Yep, so that's exactly what I would do. I think they have the highest chance of an out. Because they could get Deep Meditation as well to draw 2 spells. Because they just need to cast 7 or 8. Mystic Shot. Oh, Ezreal's Mystic Shot. Wow. Okay.
Rules are made to be broken
So now we get
for people.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
so they're going to get the second Mystic Shot in to proc their Eye of the Dragon. But we, again, can just empty our hand
Exciting.
and get Mega Death Rocket into open attack. I think honestly, you Mystic Shot the Nexus.
Charge.
I really think that you're supposed to Mystic Shot the Nexus there. Because it gives you Deep Meditation and Progress Day as an out on the next turn. But I guess they realized that the Super Mega Death Rocket's can clear Ezreal.
No way.
So they're just going to try to play towards clearing Jinx. But I think we actually got this game. Holy hell. And this is pretty cool too, because Zevi's going to duplicate the extra draw that you get from Jinx. So it does become harder to empty your hand to get those rockets. but you just get like so much extra fuel and resources, like the staying power. Even though they had Dragonling up all game, they just ran out of cards. We were able to just push through all of that just with value. So that's one of the strengths of this list that I really, really do enjoy. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. Again, I'm really, really enjoying this deck. It's been the list that has felt the most consistent to me as I'm slowly making my way towards Diamond. I've just been, if you've been watching me on the stream, I've been trying out a bunch of different lists, but I think that, again, if you're in Platinum like I am, or any sort of lower ranks where I believe Burn's going to be a bit more prominent, if you don't want to play Corinna or any of those other really powerful control decks, something like this that can contest them in the early game gives you a very nice matchup into that list too. So thank you once again for joining me. I will see you next time, and you have a good one.